scare hollow. I'm trying this on my phone instead of my other camera, but I'll do my other camera later. But so we're out here. It's a nice Texas night out here. Look at this. You got a little end of the sunset here. We are 70 days away, 68 days away from Halloween, whatever it is. And you know what that means? We're going to start building Halloween because we never do until it's too late. But that's because we do our best work when we have when we have no time ahead of us, instead of waiting for all this, waiting for. I can't do the thing where it's like, oh, it's June, I got 3 months, let's get it done. But to that point, we're going to have to, because it's 100 degrees here every day from usually basically July all the way through most of September. September starts getting into the 90s every day. But the issue will be is that it's just too hot to do a lot of work. And until I get the garage, which is over. So evidently this thing can't do switching the back. So the garage is right there, obviously, and I need to get air conditioning in there. That's on tap for next year. So once I get that done, then we'll be able to work in there a lot more. But what we're going to do is we're going to pivot, and we're going to start building stuff in the winter. And so basically our build time is going to be really like November. But you got Thanksgiving and Christmas in there, so not too much. But like gathering supplies and stuff like that in November, December, and then January, February, March, April, May will be our build season. So like next year, I want to build a boat for the creature from the Black Lagoon. I can't do that in the summer. It doesn't get down, like tonight it's getting cooler because there's a lot of wind. You can probably hear it on the camera there, but there's a lot of wind tonight, and so it feels nice out here right now. I'm going to come out here and do another part that I'm going to put on this vlog as well with the pumpkin arch, because it's nice out here now. But earlier today, when the sun went out, it was 103 today, so we can't work out here, and we can't work in there because it's hotter than crap in there. So we need to move that. But I guess I have to stop this because I can't flip the camera around with this. This is a Google Pixel 8 and it can't flip a camera around. That's so stupid. So hold on. All right, so here is the beginnings of our lab walls. Ashley has been tirelessly, I need to go fix that because it fell down in that spat. These are not the super thick panels here. Okay, so as you can see, she's been working in here. She's done the lines with the Dremel, and then she's going back in and sanding them all down, so you can see there's a difference in the lines. And then we're gonna paint these obviously too. I'm actually gonna put that over there like that. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we got the tree and the pumpkin arch. More on that in a little bit. But so what we're gonna do is, this is the back wall of the lab. That's the door. That'll be the door. And then the other panels will go up. So they're basically going to go, there's gonna be 2 panels there, so that'll be 8 feet. And then there'll be 4 panels back there, and then 2 panels this way. And then we're gonna put some black fabric, like right between, probably from that cabinet to that wall will be black fabric. Just so that we can extend this back, because originally only 8 feet in is like to the end of that cabinet. So it's really not that deep. And to be able to put a slab in here that people can stand on and put all the, put a couple desks and chairs and tables in here and the bubble tubes and things like that, we need more space. So we're gonna take about half of the garage. It's actually gonna go right to where the, right in front of the garage door opener. So the framing that I'm gonna do is gonna come down from the wall, go underneath the garage door, and then come straight down. And then, so that'll go all the way along the back, right in between the ceiling fan. Yes, I have a ceiling fan in my garage. And the garage door opener. So there's actually a stud right there and everything, so it'll work perfectly. So yeah, she's done a really good job. All, with the heat and everything like that, it's been pretty tough. You do about maybe a half a panel a night with the dremeling and then the sanding. I think what she's been doing is she's been dremeling them one night, and then she'll come out and sand it the next day. And with life and all that, there's days where we don't do anything, but she's done a really good job of getting this all done. probably not this year, but next year there will be pillars. There'll be wood-looking pillars in between the seams. So it'll look like there's a beam, and it'll be like a U-shaped piece of foam. Or we may just end up laying a piece of foam over it to make it look like a actual wood beam. So we'll look into that. But that'll probably be year 2. This build will definitely be a 2-year thing. We'll probably add to it every once in a while because it's a lab, so we can always add cool stuff to it as we go, because this lab will be up every year. So it'll change a little bit every year. Next year will be probably the biggest change, and then subsequent years after that it'll be a little bit here, a little bit there. So that completes the part about the lab, but now we're going to move on to the pumpkin arch, which I've been working on for quite a while now. A couple different iterations of it. I put it together the first time, and then I put lights through it the second time. It's this neon rope light stuff, and the light only comes out of one side, so think of it as coming out of where my pinky is. The light only is directional out that way because it's supposed to look like neon. Like you can put it on your walls and do designs with it to make it look like neon light. It's definitely cool, but it doesn't provide 360 light. So I saw the lumens of it and the Kelvin of it, and I thought, man, that's really bright, so let's try that first. I thought it would still be bright enough inside that pumpkin to do it. It's bright enough in the top ones, but it is not bright enough in the bottom ones, and it really doesn't show very well in picture. Like in pictures it shows really well. In person it's not that bright. So I got rope lights, so we're gonna do rope lights now. So now I'm gonna build it again, and we're gonna see what the rope lights look like. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this rope light, see, it's rope light. We're going to thread it through there because we did it with the neon strip. And the problem with this neon strip is you see right here. So this is how wide it is, but the light only comes out of this side. So you have to like put it up against the side like this, and the light comes out that way. It doesn't do 360, where rope lights do 360. So I've already drilled the holes. And I'll show you that on each one of these as I'm going to turn this viewfinder around so I know where I'm looking at. So, each one of these has a hole like that. This is the one that it came with. This is the one for the lights. So, what I did was I wanted to make it go on the inside because of where that light was shining out. I wanted it to shine all the way this way. But since it's a rope light now, I'm just going to put it in this side. You could, if you wanted to do it with just the rope light. If we see that it does enough light, then I will recommend that you put the holes in the middle. Not where that one is because it's very snug on the uprights, but like in the actual center of it. So then it'll get a full 360. But since I already cut the holes, I'm not going to do it again. So, you take your V1. Put that in, but first we need to unfurl. I bet you this won't come out like a normal roll. Okay, and I believe this is a 20-foot. That thing was 16. The neon rope was 16 feet. So this is 20 feet. I believe the inside diameter of the whole entire arch is like 18 feet. So you're going to start at the end. Make sure your connection is tight and turned there. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to see if this will go underneath. Yep. So there's this little weld piece right here that is on the base. Just put your light thing through there, and then you'll know that that's pretty much where you need to stop. So now I'm going to take this guy, put him over. And we have pumpkin number 1. Yay, pumpkin number 1. Now, number 2, again, on the inside, not on the, this is how it sits. So we're going to take the make sure you put your B2 in there. Alright. I know that those are very snug. It's very snug on there. Alright. Take the next one. So this one I did over here like this. So you can see it's actually on the outside of that. I mean, because this is how it actually sits on there. So we'll take the in the hole there. Where's the hole? Oh, other side. There's another guy who did one of these that he actually put it through. He didn't cut any holes. He just put it through that hole right there. And that's, you would have to cut the hole in the middle of that one. And you could do that too. Again, the only reason I put it on the outside edge is because, and you can actually, well, you might be able to see it in there. See that little clip in there? That little clip was for the neon rope. So I actually had it go right inside there so that it would sit on that clip in there. But again, rope light, you don't have to do that. The top already has a hole because it sits like that, and then the middle one goes here. So that one already has a hole. So go through that one, and then I drilled a hole through the top of this one, through the thing on this one. So you will need to drill one on that one. Oh, I think what he did was he unscrewed this on the back. He unscrewed this one, and then that allowed you to go put your hand in there further. So, let's do that. When you take this apart, you'll see there's this little notch. There's actually a little notch in the plastic right there too, so you'll know where to put this back. Otherwise, maybe make a little black mark. Take a little Sharpie and put a black mark on either side of the thing. It's not going to show up real well. I mean, it's definitely obviously brighter than absolutely nothing, which it was, you know, it was dark before. This is obviously still with a little bit of ambient light from the garage, but it's lit. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to put the neon light in here as well and put that through the same exact thing and see what that will do. So here's to that. I'm not going to videotape that, I'll just videotape what it looks like at the end. Okay, so obviously on here it is super orange. It is not that orange, but it is very much more lit up than it used to be. So here's an actual picture of what it looks like more realistic with my phone. But what I did, and you can kind of see it right here, and I'm going to change this up a little bit, is I have, maybe you can't see it. Well, yeah, you can't because it's too bright. I know it's too bright, is I've got the neon rope in there and the rope light. So what I would say is that if you really wanted to do this the right way, you could do one of two things. You could do 2 rope lights, and that would give you a lot of light. You could do this idea with the neon rope light, with the neon light and the rope lights. I will give you links to both of these in the description below on this vlog here. But really, without possibly doing 2 of the neon ropes, and you know, that could do it. And that's what the other guy did. It was on Facebook. It might have been on YouTube. I'll look for it again. And if I do, I will link it in the video or in the description as well below. And you can check that out. And I'll put a little thing up here on the little boop, boop, right there that you can click on. But what he did was he went up one side with the neon rope, came around, went back up the other side. And I think that would probably give, because that would be double the lumens of that. And you can, I wish you could tell on this camera which is brighter. Well, okay, so take this into account. The 2 little squares are the LEDs. The white line is the neon rope. You can kind of see it right there before it lightened up there. Trying to get it to, yeah. So, but you can tell there is a difference in the lumens for sure. The rope light is lower lumens. So I would say the best method to do this is to use 2 of those neon rope lights, just like the other guy did. I was trying to do it to where I only had 1 single rope going through, and that's really what I did on this. I'm actually going to change on this one here, which is the one with the screw, or with the nut and washer, is I actually just went through the middle. So try to go through the middle of each one of these pumpkins if you're only going to do 1 strand. Don't try to go onto the sides. So just do the middle of every single one of them. Drill through it. The ones on the arch part, you do not have to drill through. They already have a hole. And so then you could just go through all of that instead of worrying about trying to do them on the ends. If you're going to use the neon rope light, then you want to do 1 on this side and 1 on that side. A couple words of caution, and maybe another idea as well. So the caution, do not cut the faces out of these. They're part of the structural integrity of the blow mold. These things are pretty thin in the aspect of I can push that down. You take the middles out of these. Somebody else already did that. They cut out all the mouths so that this light would shine through them, and it's already sagging because this is made to withstand itself, and it's made to stand just like this. Sure, some wind and stuff like that will make it sway and stuff, but if you cut out the faces of it, you're ruining the structural integrity of it. So do not cut those out. I really don't know what else to do, because there's nothing else that would make the light come through it. And really what you've done is you've done the opposite of lighting them. You've created, the pumpkin is lit up so the face is dark, so people see the faces from far away. It's the opposite of what pumpkins would normally do, because you cut out the middle and you have a light inside shining outward. So this is the opposite. I think it's cooler. But if you could get one of these rope lights that does like a chasing or a twinkling, I know a couple of them have like functions on them, like the 8 function things. That could look cool, is have the rope light in there and then have the twinkling rope light, and then that would maybe create a little bit of a flame effect in there. The other idea, and I'm just throwing this out there, is that those 15 lamp, the 15 light cords that they sell at like Harbor Freight. You hang them on your patios and stuff like that. They have a bulb, and then they've got the little hanger. You could, if you don't care about one side of this, pick which side you want to be the back, and drill in a hole into each one of these, and then put the string through, basically like the Christmas lighthouses, how they have that little clip on the back that you pinch in, and then you put the light in, and then it expands. This would be kind of the same way, is that you would take just the diameter of the socket and make that the hole, and then the bulb would be the thing that's holding the socket to the, it would create the washer. The only thing is, and this is the biggest thing, those things come with regular light bulbs. Those will heat up and it will melt this. You have to change the bulbs to LEDs that are cool, that do not heat up. They will heat up a little tiny bit, but nowhere near what regular bulbs will do. So make sure that you are not, I know, I already got Halloween lights in my house. Thanks to Govee. Not a paid sponsorship. But yeah, that's probably, and then every time you're gonna have to reach in there, unscrew the bulbs, and then that would release the lights, the light string behind it, and then you can pull it down that way. So that might be a little bit easier. The only one that it might be a little harder on is these two. Is these two right here, because they do not have a thing in them. Like it's very tiny in the middle, so you'd almost have to do one on each one. So you've got, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They come in a 15 light string. So the last two, what you could do is you could do 2 on the big one down there or something like that. Then they have a connector on them, so you can use them as an extension cord as well off to the side. So that's the only other thing I can think of, and I'll put a link to the description of those and a picture of what I'm talking about as well. So I don't know. Kind of a vlog, kind of a how-to in the same thing. But yeah, so that is the current state of Scare Hollow. Ashley's in there right now. I pulled down the door so I could get the right lighting on here. She is in there right now, sanding down the last panel for the walls, and then we will paint them next week. And then we will frame up that next week as well. We are going to get the wood on Monday night, and then I'm going to start framing it during the week tomorrow, or next week. So, yeah, it's going to be hot and heavy. From the haunted house at Scare Hollow. Haunt on.